All right, everybody. Today I'm going to try and get to the bottom of a problem I've been having with the milling machine. And that is when I go to turn it on, press this button, it goes on, but it won't stay on when I release my finger from it. As you can see there, there's the stop button and there's forward and reverse. So I'm going to pull this apart. First of all, I'm going to disconnect it from the power source. Should always do that when working on anything like this. Electrical, disconnect the power source before you start working on it. And that's right there. For this machine, I have it right here. And I'm going to pull that before I start working on it. But anyway, so that's kind of the deal for today. I'm going to put this over here a little more. I'm going to pull the switch. Well, more than likely I'll just pull this cover off. I'll just pull the cover off. And we'll see how she goes. I'll pull this cover off here and have a look inside and see, because it's like a magnetic switch. It's not, it's just not sticking now. Is it something up here in the motor? Well, could be. But I think it's in the switch, because it would hum and it was acting up a little bit. So I'll be back once I tear into this and get a look inside. Be back in a minute. Well, as it turns out, I just had some corrosion on these connectors right here. Actually, let me bring you a little closer. Drop this down a bit. These connectors right here, I just had a little bit of corrosion, so I pulled them off, and I cleaned them, and it works. I'll button everything back up. Put the light back in here. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I've just kind of loosely got it back into place here. I'll just hand tighten these. And I took, as you can see, I took that apart too. And I just checked to make sure everything was tight there. But this is not working. I'll be back in a sec. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to delve into this a little deeper. I need to pull this down further and see what's going on, because it's a magnetic switch. When you click it on, it's it magnetically pulls it into the on position by doing that, and then that shuts it off. And this is a forward reverse switch, and it's feeling a little wonky, so I got to get into this a little bit more. It's not quite, it was working, but I mean, now it's it's still doing it. That's reverse, and that's forward. But it's not holding. And it's something, I don't know if I can get parts for this or not, but or make something up It's just not, the magnetic switch isn't working on it right now, so I'm gonna have to delve into this later. So stay tuned, and because I can't do anything about it right now. So Wild Bill out. Well, this is part 2 of the milling machine. As you can see, I've got the switch. I got it completely torn apart, and I've got the switch down to I'm taking the blades out. I've taken the blades out. I've completely torn down the switch right down to bits. There's all the pieces, all the screws that hold it all together. I don't know whether this is going to work. It's definitely worth a try. This little bit here, all those were really burned really bad, and they come in contact with these little copper in here. They come in contact. So I'll be back in a second. So I've been pulling these individual blades out and cleaning these little contact pads right here, and cleaning the blades off. Like I said, I am not sure whether this is going to work, but something all of a sudden just started happening, and it stopped working. So I'll just kind of show you what I'm doing on one. Okay, here, I just pull on. You can see there how burnt and corroded that is. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking, see how burnt that is? I'm taking this, and my wire wheel is down here. I can fire this up and show you. And I'm just hitting that and cleaning it up. And I'm also hitting the blade and taking any corrosion off of it. And there it is. It's all cleaned up. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm placing it back inside this switch. Back in here. I can do it. I could probably yank them all out and do it, since they're all, there we go. Anyway, I need both. I gotta concentrate on what I'm doing here, so I'll be back in a second. Yeah, it's kind of fiddly getting those in there, but and here's the next one. I'm gonna pull out, and it just pulls out like that. As you can see, it's really burnt. And I'm going to do the wire wheel. Set this on top of my milling machine vise. But it's really burned. And yeah, so I'm going to hit that, and I'll get them all done, and I'll be back. Well, I got it back together. Just kind of preliminary or whatever, put it back together. It was working. It was. Well, this, I've got kind of another problem with this reverse switch. It's well, it was worked a bunch of times when I did it. Now the camera's going, it probably won't. Let's see. There we go. There it is. There it is. So let me get this all buttoned up. Put the fancy faceplate back on. See, on, and then off, which is the on's pushing that, and the off's pushing that, and it's staying on because I cleaned up those contacts. And I was wondering what it's going to be able to get another switch or what. But it's nice. This is old school. None of this electronic nonsense. It's electrical, but it can be torn apart and contacts cleaned and fixed, which is looking like what I've done. Now this reversing switch, I may have to do something about it. Well, that's okay for now. So I'll get right back to you once I get this thing buttoned up. Well, here it is all buttoned up. I just got to put this on, but there she is, working. Oh, working. It's, like I said, this reverse switch. The reverse switch is a bit wonky. There it is. There it is. Working good. There she is. So, other than putting this guy on and possibly messing around with this switch here, because you just have to make sure when you do it, yeah. Oh, see? That switch is a bit. See, that switch is a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Yeah, she's working. Like I said, this forward reverse switch, I'm going to get into it, replace it, but it's working. You just got to make sure you're very, very, very definite with. It's quirky, right? You know, it's an offshore. It's an offshore milling machine. It's a nice one. It's a good one, but you know. It's got a little bit of character. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's got a little bit of character. And when you shut it off, you just boom, off she goes. And let's see if this will work. Yeah. Perfect. So that's all it was it was just the contacts in the contacts inside this right in the switch. They were burned. This is a little cover. This fits over top of this on-off switch. But anyway, so that's that project done. I'm glad. I thought I was gonna have to run around and get get another switch, or I mean, good luck trying to find one. But now I know I can just go in there if this happens again and clean the contacts. So, Wild Bill from Jeep Central, keeping the machine tools rocking and rolling. Out.